Good evening and welcome to this edition of Referee's Corner. Uh, I'm Earl Based and I'm your host. I'm joined by Dunstan Desar, Zuri Swan, and Sar Smith. We will be soon joined by Isaiah O'Brien as well as Omari Majors as we go on through the night. But first of all, to you young people, I want to say thank you very much for stepping up. What you've been able to accomplish has assisted the Bermuda Football Association in ensuring that matches in not only in the youth leagues but in the senior leagues can continue because I see you out there sometimes running the lines and doing the business. I'm pretty sure once or twice you want to be in the middle to take advantage of some of the bad behavior of the adults, and you guys can actually get some payback. But let's start with you, Dunstan. Let's take us through what these last few years for you have been like as an official, not only in the junior ranks but also in the senior ranks. What has this time been like for you?
I think it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I've had fun myself with all the other referees, and yeah, I think I'm excited for what's to come. And I've been training so I get better as a referee, and I could do the best I can in my matches.
Sure. All right. Well done. Well done, Zuri. What would you say has been some of the things that you've enjoyed during the time that you've been officiating?
Um, it's been good this season. Well, this season I started doing some of the first division games for men, so that's been good and more challenging for me.
You've enjoyed it somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Sar, take us through your experience thus far. We are going to be joined by Isaiah O'Brien as well. But Sar, take us through what your experiences have been like.
Um, Probably like the same as Dunstan. It's just it's getting more and more enjoyable as it goes on, as you get more opportunity to do more things and get more experience and meet more people, more referees that from overseas that come in couple every week. So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Sure, sure. Isaiah, welcome. I've asked everyone to give us a brief on what their experience has been like thus far over the years in officiating, not just the youth but the senior leagues as well, because you have experience in that as well.
Yeah, my experience officiating in the youth league, it's fun to watch the kids that are coming up try and enjoy football. Refereeing, I try and allow them to play because I actually see potential in a lot of the kids. In senior football, I love the competitiveness in their play, which makes it enjoyable for me to watch while I officiate to keep them understanding the rule.
Mm, mm. Well, Zuri, I'm going to come back to you because one of the things that we noticed that you guys got on board um, is you wanted to help out with the youth refereeing. Um, when you got into it and you were asked if you wanted to go to the senior leagues, what was that transition like just for you personally? Was it a conversation with parents? Was it a conversation with the the um, the the head of refereeing, other referees, your peers? What was those conversations like?
Well, last season, Mr. Williams tried talking to me about doing it, and I was like hesitant because with the pushback from like the crowd and the players since it was men, so I was kind of hesitant about doing it. But this season, he talked to me again and my parents, and they was encouraging me to do it. So I decided that built up enough courage to do it, and it hasn't been that bad as I
Yeah.
thought it would be.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. Sar, talk about the youth leagues for me and your experience at the youth leagues because as someone else already indicated, well, Isaiah indicated just now, it's a lot of fun watching them play because although you're not that old, you could remember yourself being in those footsteps just a few years ago. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I still play, so I still know what it feels like to, complain to the referee, do this, that. But you know, it's enjoyable watching them as well. So I still enjoy it.
So you're a complainer when you play and a disciplinary when you're a ref.
No, I don't complain. I don't complain much, but I do disagree sometimes. But I don't show it. I don't tell them, but I do disagree
Well,
with them sometimes. But it is what it is.
sure. Dunstan's laughing. So Dunstan's, I'm guessing Dunstan's saying his had to reach in his pocket a few times for you. Is that right, Dunstan? You've been close to reaching in your pocket for him?
Uh, I don't really ref Saw's games, but I've done a couple of Isaiah's games, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh. You'll see him in training, huh?
Yeah.
Have that discussion. Have that discussion. But Saad, do you remember? I'm sorry, Dunstan. Do you remember the first youth game you done?
The first youth game I did was Devonshire Colts versus Southampton Rangers under sevens,
Hmm.
and I remember that it was at a police field, and didn't really know what to do. I called three penalties, and yeah.
Let me ask you, looking back at it and knowing what you know now, were they three penalties?
Um, I don't. I I should have actually called four, but but
Okay.
I looked at myself and I was like, no, don't do it.
You had some excitement to it. Isaiah, you remember your first youth game?
Not at all. It's been a lot of years since that first year.
Okay. Do you remember your first senior game?
Not at all. It's been a lot. Def-
All right. Well, let me ask you. I'm going to ask you all. Every week we see officials coming in from overseas, and then they're assisting you guys Sunday mornings in your training. Each of you, tell me one thing that you've learned from either an instructor, another referee, or even from your colleagues amongst yourselves. Something that you've actually taken and tried to apply to your officiating. And I'll start with you, Zuri.
One thing I would say that I've learned is from the instructors is that just to be confident in your calls overall and don't really worry about what people are saying. As long, even if you make a mistake, as long as you're confident, they most times won't really know if you're wrong.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Isaiah?
um, that the thing that I am the referee and I set the standard from my first whistle as I get to the venue of the game.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Dunstan?
Um, yeah, just don't listen to what the fans say. There's a lot of emotions in football, and you can't sometimes you do make a little mistake, and that's fans got mad at you and coaches, and because it's all in the passion and the emotion of the game. So it's like you can't really take it personal because everybody wants to win, and then we want to have a good game as officials. So we have to, take it with a grain of salt. And if we know that we didn't do the best, or we didn't make the correct call, just try to work or be better next time.
Sure. Well done. Sir?
I think it's something like don't second guess yourself, and um, like Dunstan said, everyone makes mistakes, and you just get better and better. Like the years you do it, like you make less and less mistakes as you go.
Hmm. What would you say, and I'm going to start with you, Sar, because you got your mic open. What would you say still to this day is the one call that gets you confused you're in the middle, when you're in the middle of a youth game? What rule, what call, which one kind of you run through your head? You might blow the whistle, but you run through your head, whether it's direct, indirect, a card offense, a non-card offense. What rule gets you, most confused in a youth game?
I think it's probably the indirect free kick. Like if like the ball somebody kicked it too far, and then like the person comes and hits them on, it's kind of in the middle because like it's not a play on the ball, but cause like it happened last week with one of the senior refs. Like yeah, and they called one, and then the other person was like, no, it should have been this. So it's kind of like an in the middle thing in a way. That one kind of gets me.
Okay. What about you, Dunstan? What call when you're in the middle of a youth game? Because you have the whistle in your mouth in a youth game, and you're in the middle.
Um, it's I would say you know let me think. I think I would also say, like, what is an indirect free kick, or yeah, like sometimes even what color card it might be, because yeah, sometimes you like it's in the moment, like you don't like sometimes you do get to think about it, but it's like it's still hard. So yeah.
What about you, Isaiah?
I don't have much that I question myself about in the youth games. The one main thing is a player makes a questionable offense, and then I'm still got to remember that same player to give him a card later when the ball gets out of play. So that's just throwing off to focus on what's still happening, especially
Mhm.
about communication devices.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Then you have the communication devices. A referee assistant would shout out the number of the person that committed the offense while you continue to go on, and that reminds you, oh, number 18 needs to get a yellow card, or needs to be booked, or whatever, and kind of jogs your memory of what took place. Not that you would have forgotten, but it's that communication device that actually assists everybody in making sure that the right person gets booked, um, and the play goes on, kind of thing. So Zuri, what rule kind of gets you when you're in the middle of a youth game?
Well, I haven't done youth games in a while, but I would say when I was doing it, I would say also the indirect free kicks. Since I was doing U7, sometimes it was hard to decipher, like, if it was accidental, like handball, because they're all jumbled up together. So
Yeah, wherever the ball is, everybody is. So let me ask you, when you are getting briefed, if you're going to do a senior game and you're running the line and you're being briefed, what is something that you really want to hear from the official that's going to be in charge of the match? Something, no, not necessarily do they say it, but it's something you always want to hear from the person in charge. And I'm going to start with you, Zuri. I'm going to work my way back around.
Something that I would want to hear is let me get first try at penalties or fouls, because
Okay.
I think it's easier for me because I'm still kind of getting comfortable. So those calls,
Okay.
it'll be better if they take it first.
Okay. All right. Isaiah?
For me, it's just really, oh, oh well, I feel that I'm experienced enough to make my own decision. So
Uh-huh.
what I'd like to hear from the referee is, I completely trust, and I'll go with whatever decision you will make.
Oh, well, okay. If that's what you want to hear, that's what you want to hear. Good stuff. Dunstan?
Yeah, I think that again, like almost like Isaiah is like hopefully like they say that like if I need help, like can you please help me? Because like, we want to all, have a good game. We don't want to be that person next week. People are still remembering that bad call from last week. And just we want to help the referee. So whatever we can do to help the referee, I think that's it would be great. So yeah.
Okay. And Sar?
All of them usually say it, but like where my area of priority is, like where I'm gonna call the throw-ins and where they're gonna call them, so we're not so on the same page of where they're gonna be the one to make it, and I'm gonna be the one. So
Okay.
yeah, that
No. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Everyone has a favorite field. And for whatever reason, I'm not going to ask you why it is, but maybe I should ask you why. But anyway, what would you consider your favorite ground to officiate on, whether it be youth games or senior games? Saw?
I'm not. I can't. I like BFA field. It don't make your boots dirty, but the field's hard. But and then like somewhere like Devon Chirac, the field's hard, but your boots get dirty. So I'm not really sure on that one.
Okay.
Probably like National Stadium North Side, North Field,
Okay.
soft,
All right.
nice and green.
Okay. Cool. Dunstan?
Um, for me, it's either as Saw said, like National Sports Center, Northfield,
Mm-hmm.
or like it might be like I like reffing at PHC Field
Yeah.
and BFA Field.
Okay.
The, I think I like BFA Field because it's just like just it just feels like nice. Like they have like a proper like referee locker room. It's just yeah, I think it's just nice.
Okay. All right. Isaiah? You better say
Um,
some Davids. You better say some Davids. Pressure. Your mic's going off. Try it. Okay. All right, Zuri, let's go to you and then we'll bring back Isaiah when he comes back.
I think mine would be BFA because I'm just used to the field, and yeah, like Johnson said, they have a good locker room there.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, okay, Isaiah's coming back now. I want him to get into this one. All right,
yes.
Isaiah, you remember the question?
All right, yes. So
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite field. All of them have the ups and downs. Mainly, some fields the balls stay in place.
His audio dropped out again. Yeah, your audio dropped out again, Isaiah. Um, and he can't hear us. So let me just let him come back in. All right. So when how would you describe your good friend, the 2030 team for the World Cup finals? Now that's pressure. That's pressure. But you know who the pressure's on? The person who wrote it, because he has to prepare you. Ain't that right? Ain't that right?
Yep.
Let's see as Isaiah's fixed now. Isaiah?
Hello.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah. So I don't really have a favorite field to officiate on. All of them have the ups and downs.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I want to now talk about the local instructors. That, how do you guys feel about the local instructors and what they're able to help you with? I know a lot of times on Sundays you've got other people there, but the local instructors, how do you feel they do what you feel is you're getting the most out of it, or could more be done? And I'm going to start with you, Zuri.
Um, I would say that the local instructors they do a pretty decent job. I feel like we get more from the overseas instructors sometimes than the local ones.
Sure, sure. I mean, there's always room for improvement everywhere, and everybody needs to know where they can improve, even the instructors. Isaiah?
I think the local instructors do a great job from, well, saying the other instructors that come in's been traveling around the world just for instructing. But to see that all instructors were first referees and now putting the time back in to help improve us, I feel like that's pretty good that they took that time out.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Dunstan?
I think the instructors they do a very good job with the with what they have.
Mhm.
Um, you know, um, the instructors can't come to every single one of my games or SARS games or Isaiah or Zori's games to assess us, but they can come every once in a while to one of our games and tell us what we need to improve on and what we did good. And they don't say that oh, you're not good at this and you're not good at this, but they say, okay, you did this and this, and I think that you can improve on this and this. So I think they
Mhm.
do a good job with helping us.
Sure, good stuff. Sarah?
I think they do a very good job, and more can always be done. But they've taken what they've learned and now teaching it back to the younger ones who's
Mm,
coming after them.
good stuff. Yes, indeed. Good stuff. Confident young people here. Now, I'm not going to get you in trouble. I promise you, I'll protect you. So I'm just a phone call away, even if there's to do with this next question. Talk about Mr. Williams. And Saw, you're first. Give me your impression of what Mr. Williams means to the program for you.
Um, yeah, it's very is on us, and he makes us do our best, and it's very strict. Um, and he pushes us,
Mm,
so that's good.
sure. Dunstan? Dunstan probably wants to go last.
No, I actually wanted to go first.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Mr. Williams, he does an absolutely amazing job. Um, he does, you know, as much as he can for us, the referees, and he's always making sure that you know, we're protected and we have what we need to do our games. And he's also you know, he ever since he was a principal, you know, he I thought he was gonna, you know, push back the refereeing, but you know, honestly, it's actually came up a little bit. I think it's become better each time and each week. And you know, without Mr. Williams, you know, it's going to be hard. You know, it would be harder to, you know, have a good refereeing program. And and he actually I became a referee because he taught math, one of my math classes in P5,
okay.
and ever since then, yeah, but yeah, he's done a really good job.
Sure, sure. Isaiah?
Um, so basically, the referee commercial that we just did, I said
Uh-huh.
that my papa influenced me to referee.
Right.
Williams checked me on that, and then I was like, okay, right. So it was a combination of Mr. Williams and my papa from when he was teaching me in actually primary school. So Mr.
Right.
Williams, I'm learning him forever. And then to get to still stay around Mr. Williams' good influence is
Mm,
what's also great for me personally. He pushes us to the maximum. All he keeps saying is, "I want you to be on the FIFA list. I want you, well, for everybody, I want you to get to the highest standard of refereeing." And he makes sure we have everything. He brings in the overseas people to assist us to get better. And so he even gives us games with the FIFA referees on the line so they could actually guide us while we're actually refereeing, which I think that's good. And Mr. Williams puts countless hours into us as the referees.
mm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Zuri?
Um, Also, like Dunstan and Isaiah, Mr. Williams, he used to teach me. I used to do a program in primary school, and he used to teach me math. And he knew I played football, so like he encouraged me to start refereeing. And I would say, like everyone else, Mr. Williams does play a big role in like the refereeing program, and gets a lot of young people, new young people to join. And he also makes sure we have everything, like the gear, the people from overseas, and he's always encouraging us. And he also makes us feel safe, like when we have men's games and stuff. He does a good job at telling people like relax, the younger. So yeah.
Mm. Now, we talked about the instructors. We've talked about the head of referees. Now we're going to talk about the support you get from him because that's the important part. What sort of encouragement and advice are you getting from him as far as continuing on officiating, Zuri?
Um, my parents always encourage me to keep going, and Mr. Williams talks to them, and they just basically say the same message to me that I'm able to do it and don't worry about what other people say. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. Isaiah?
My mother actually, it don't matter what I take to her, any proposal, she
Uh-huh.
supports 110%. She don't even, she might not listen to the proposal as long as it's coming from me and my heart. she would go, all right, cool. Now how are we going to work towards that? So that's good. Every game I come home and she asks me about it, and then say she would ask how you're improving on yourself. So my support from him is really benefiting my career, not just as a referee, but outside of that as well.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Well done, Stacy. Dunstan?
Um, I get a lot of support from my family because I I can't drive yet, so they drive me all over the island, from St. David's to Somerset, and yeah, it's every single game that they're, no matter if it's under sevens all the way up to Premiership. And I got a lot of support on, you know, what I do good, and they help me a lot. They uh, have a lot of, they want me to do good, and that, which I think it's amazing, and it's like the amount of support is just a lot. It's crazy, you know. But yeah, I love them a lot, and I'm happy that they love me, and they can support me to what my goal is. So yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations. Well done. Well done, family. Sir?
Probably like what Dunstan said. They when I got a game of Somerset, my mom would take me up Somerset. Um, and yeah, a lot of support, and yeah, I never really like needed the thing to like keep going. I just liked refereeing so much. I never like said to myself, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore." It never was like that. It's like more like when I gotta get there, like she takes me in on time. Most sometimes, anyways, most times. But yeah,
Yeah, well, I want to thank your parents for being who they are and supporting you guys, because without that support, it makes it difficult to be who you are, both on and off the field. So, and I do want to replicate the comment. We have a great future with these four young referees, um, representing all of the young referees as well. So remember that, and encourage your colleagues as well, because remember, one of you represent all of you, no matter where you are, no matter what game you're doing, no matter off the field and all that. One of you represents all of you, and just remember to encourage each and every one of you to stay in the game, whether even if it's to just play, stay in the game. Now that you know more of the rules, you can help your teammates to understand the game a little better, and challenge that one guy that keeps complaining to the referee, or that one girl that keeps complaining to the referee. Challenge them to take up the whistle, and let's see if they can do that. If they can't, no more complaining. You're either going to be on board or you get off the boat. Yeah. I want to thank you all for joining me this evening. I'm looking forward to sitting down with each and every one of you again sometime. I think you've all handled yourself extremely well. I am pleased for our future. Around the island, both in football and outside of football. Because remember, football can take you around the world. Education can help you to do that as well, and be good, upstanding citizens in society. So with that, I say thank you very much and good night.